and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. It's going to be a chew purple today. Hope you're feeling grand and all's well in your world, and I certainly hope you're feeling better than I am. Do you ever get the feeling that at some point in your life somebody's kind of like just having a joke with you and just trying to make everything go as wrong as it possibly can go, or at the same time? Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. It's all nonsense. Anyway, welcome to another Q&A Wednesday. I apologise about my mood. It's just things are not good. I'm gonna have the intro jam you've seen is not the intro jam I originally recorded. The original intro jam I recorded has gone. For some reason, I recorded it, watched it back to make sure the levels were okay, and then it just disappeared. I don't know where it went. It's just gone. It's just gone, and I don't understand. I even watched it back. I don't understand. Anyway, enough on that. You don't want to hear about that. Anyway. Question one today, everybody. Question one. I'm going to try and cheer up. Okay. So, question one is: have you ever played so loud that somebody called the police on you? No. Although I feel like that right now. No, I've never played so loud that somebody called the police on me. No. I've played so loud that people tell me to turn down. But the thing is, I'm not really a fan of loud music. I don't like playing super loud. It doesn't really. I just don't like the feel of super loud. I like loud, but I don't like super loud, and it's just not very fun. I have done a gig once. I did a gig way back when, where I gigged the whole hour and a half with my Marshall MG on 10. That wasn't fun. That was not fun. It was so loud. It was just like there was just no clarity to the sound at that volume, regardless of whatever was going on. It was just terrible. But no, I've never played so loud somebody called the police on me. But like I said, the intro jam that I will do after filming this might be extra loud just because I need to get something out of me. Anyway, so yeah, hope it's answered question. Moving on, question two. Question two is: would you ever consider using modelers like Axe Effects, the Helix, etc.? Yeah. I mean, I use the HX all the time, but I would love to try like an Axe Effects. I really want to try a Kemper. I really want to try a Kemper. I also do want to try the Helix actually as well, but they're well out of my price range. I'd say the HX, if the HX is anything to go by, the Line 6 HX, then the Helix, I bet, is amazing. And I can see why people use that and don't use amps. Excuse me. I always like the idea of having an amp, though. I don't like not having an amp behind me, if that makes any sense. I don't like the feel of not having an amp on stage. It just feels a bit weird to me. You know, I have tried stuff like that before when you don't have an on-stage volume. You just got like a thing. I have tried that before, and I didn't like it. I missed it. I remember it was ages ago. I used to use just a V amp, a Behringer V amp, and that's all I used to use. And I didn't have an amp. That was what I used. I used to plug straight into that, straight into the PA, and that's what I used. But yeah, it soon dawned on me that I like the feel of an amp on stage, which is why I want to try a Kemper, because it technically is still an amp, whereas an Axe Effects isn't really, but it kind of is. But yeah, I really want to try a Kemper. But yeah, I mean, I don't really see what's wrong with modelers and stuff like Axe Effects and Helix. To be honest with you, I think it's cool. It's new technology. It works. Sounds great. You know, all's well, so to say. But yeah, I do like them as well. I mean, the sounds that some people get out of those things are absolutely stunning, and I just like it. I like the versatility you can have of them as well. It's really cool, and especially I love the fact that with a Kemper you can profile amplifiers. So like if I got one, I'd love to be able to like profile the MG and the CR120 and some other amps I've got into one thing, and have all these sounds at my beck and call whenever I kind of like, you know, wish to use them, kind of say, instead of carting like 6 different amps around, you've got it all in one. So yeah, I mean that's the one. If I had the money to get one, I would get a Kemper just because of that reason, and also I'd like to know what it's like as just a standalone amp as well. So yeah, I would easily consider I would definitely consider using modelers, like stuff like that, definitely. So yeah, I hope it's a question. Moving on to question 3 today. Question 3 is what's the distorted noise in the beginning of Going Inside by John Frusciante. Okay, this is the first song on his To Record War for 10 Days album. The distorted noise at the beginning of the song is actually John's voice distorted. It's just him going woo, woo with loads of distortion. And oddly enough, the reason I know this is if you know who Michael Winslow is, the guy from Police Academy who makes all the funny noises. If you ever watch him do his Jimi Hendrix impression, he runs his voice through a distortion pedal. And it sounds exactly like that, and that's what that noise is at the beginning. Loads of people think it's a guitar solo, and loads of people try and go and get out of tone, but it's not a tone, it's his voice. It's just distorted and slightly modulated. But yeah, it's not modulated. Sorry, it's just distorted. Sorry, my brain's. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's his voice distorted. So that's how he's getting that. He's just running his voice with distortion. It's really cool effect. It sounds amazing. And the cut-off bits, I don't know quite what he's doing. I don't know if he's going boop, 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 boop. I think he might just be doing that. It just sounds really cool. But yeah, the intro solo to Going Inside is not a guitar solo. It's a vocal solo run through a distortion pedal. And you also asked, what do I think of John Frusciante album To Record War for 10 Days? It's one of my favourites. It's one of my favourite John albums. I absolutely love that album front to back. I don't hate or not like or slightly dislike a song on that album. I love every song on that album, but it's just an amazing album. I love his singing on it as well. It's just really dead lo-fi, and I like that. I really like the way it sounds and the way it feels. So I hope that's the question. We're on question 4 now. Okay, so question 4 is, have you ever performed on the streets, like busking? And do you think it'd be a great way to boost popularity of your channel? I have busked once. I haven't done it again, mainly because I don't have the confidence to do it on my own, and mainly because I don't know anywhere where people would want to just see a guitarist soloing for an hour. You know, people want to hear people sing songs, not just watch somebody widdly on the guitar. So would it be a great way to boost popularity of your channel? I don't know about that. I mean, I know it's worked for quite a lot of people. They've been spotted busking, and you know, one thing's led to another kind of thing. But I don't think that would work for me, especially not the way I play and what I play. I would find it very hard to believe that kind of like me busking in the streets would create any form of kind of bigger break or increase any popularity. I'm in such a negative mind frame, everybody. Sorry, but yeah, I have busked once, and it was really good fun. We busked Duke's Deluder busked down in our hometown. We just busked outside this local little bar, and it was like a cafe. It was just really cool, and yeah. Good time. It was just fun. It was. I used my little Boss Katana Mini and a Zoom pedal, the Zoom G2, and it was just really good fun. It was just really cool. But would it boost popularity of the channel? I don't know. Probably not. Like I say, just because of how I play. It's not really. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a great way to boost popularity or whatnot. I mean, I don't have the nerve to do it on my own anyway. Standing in public, I mean, I have a hard enough time being in public without anything, so to say. So it'd be very difficult for me to do it for one reason or another. So I don't really know. I don't know if it'd boost the popularity of my channel or not. But I have busked, and it is good fun when you're with friends. But I do admire people who can just go out and do it on their own, because it's something that I've not got the bottle for. I'm not very good in city centre crowds and stuff like that. I tend to get very nervous, and my anxiety funness flares up, and it all goes great once you get to that point. So yeah, I have busked. It was great fun with Dukes, and I would like to do it again, but maybe not on my own. I don't know how I would do it on my own, and I don't know if I'd dare do it on my own. So yeah. So I hope this answers the question. Gonna move on to question 5 today. And sorry I'm rushing through it, everybody. I'm not there. I'm not there today. So I do apologise. I do hope I hope I'm answering your questions okay. If I'm not, I'm just massively sorry. Things have just gone wrong, for lack of a better word. But anyway, but yeah. So I hope I've answered questions okay so far. I'm getting absolutely pummeled by my brain right now. It's telling me I'm not doing a good enough job. So I hope there's something there. I mean, I've only been speaking for 10 minutes, which is normally one question for me. But like I say, it's not a great time. But I still want to do Q&A, even though I am being a bit morose and negative, and I'm just being a massive downer, and I do apologise for that. So I hope this video isn't too horrific. I hope there's something you can take away. Okay, so question 5 has got lots of different points to it. So question 5A is, how did you learn to sing, and how long did it take you? Okay, I can't sing at all. There are a million better singers out there than me. And I'm a reluctant singer. It's one of those things of, when I started the Dave Simpson trip, after I left my band Gimbal, and I wanted to start doing like Roy Gallagher songs and Jimi Hendrix songs and my own stuff that I had written. There was no one I knew who would sing it, and I don't know any singers who would want to do that style. I don't know any singers who would want to sing in that style. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to do it. And I started singing in 2007, and it was basically a case of dive in the deep end. I thought, I've done backing vocals, I should be able to do this, and I was definitely massively deluded by that, because I couldn't. I'm not a great singer. I'm not a very good singer at all. In all fairness, I think I'm a terrible singer. I can kind of stay in tune. I can kind of hold the melody a bit, but I'm not a good singer. It's pretty weak. My voice is very, very weak, and I can't stand the sound of my own voice. I can't stand the sound of my own voice talking, let alone singing. So yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things of I wanted to sing this music, I wanted to play this music, but no one else was going to sing it, so I had to learn. And so I just dove in the deep end, and the one thing I found really difficult was singing and playing for a start. But again, it was just kind of like a case of, I had gigs I had to do, so it's basically a case of learn as quick as you can. It took me years, and it did take me a long time. It wasn't like an overnight thing. I mean, I went from 2006, I think it was 2007, somewhere to 2006, 2007, I started singing. And then up until maybe last year, when I knocked a trio on the head for a while, just take a break from it because of the Dukes. I wanted to just kind of focus on playing guitar and not singing so much. I sang up to that point, but 2012-ish was where I really started to kind of trying to push being a better singer, but I've never got any better. In all fairness, I want to take vocal lessons because I'd like to be an okay singer. I'm not have to be the best singer in the world, but I'd like to be better than I am because I always feel that I want to go out and do certain things. I want to go out and be able to do acoustic gigs, and I want to be able to go out and do solo shows and stuff like that. And I'd like to be able to sing to a decent level, and I can't. My voice is horrific. So, and I don't want to put people through it because it won't be nice for them to hear me wailing on with my terrible vocals. So, I'd like to be a better singer, definitely. And so I'm looking to maybe taking some vocal lessons at some point. But it took me a long time to learn to sing as badly as I can. Because I can't sing very well. I can't. Like I say, I can hold a tune, but Bob Dylan's definitely got it one up on me. Not to say Bob Dylan's a bad singer at all, but he's, I don't know why he even said that. Why did you say that, Dave? I don't know, Dave. Why did you say that? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it took me many years. I mean, like I say, I started in 2007. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up. It could have been 2006, but I don't think I kind of really kind of laid into it until 2007, and then it's kind of like went from there. And here we are, 2019, and it's still as bad as it was back then. So I haven't really progressed. In all fairness, I don't think my voice is any good now. I don't think my voice will ever be any good for a singing voice, but I do enjoy singing. I like to be able to just sit and play guitar and just sing songs. Much for dismay of people around me when I do it, because it just sounds atrocious. And you get the impression that people just just shut up, just play the guitar. Don't sing because you can't. You get that impression sometimes. Okay, so it took me a long time, and like I said, I still can't do it. And but I would like to at some point be an okay singer. Maybe one day I'll get there. It's just a case of sticking at it more than anything. And I'm not going to stop trying to sing. It's not something that's going to beat me down or anything like that. But yeah, maybe in the future I might be an okay singer where I can actually go out and do like an acoustic show or something like that on my own or something like that. And I definitely, I like the idea of that, being solo artist, because being able to sing and play to a good level, just because it gives you a lot of options gig wise. And I like to gig, and I don't gig enough because there isn't gigs there. You know what I mean? Sadly, there isn't gigs there anymore. I don't have it anymore, and it's dropping off drastically bad at this point in time. Live music is just definitely so. But yeah, I would like to be able to sing at some point properly. So like I say, I'm going to look at taking singing lessons. And if you want to sing, I would definitely look into taking singing lessons. It'd be a really, really cool thing to do if you want to do that. Okay, so that's question 5 part A. Question 5 part B is what's your opinion on the Gibson Play Authentic video? And I was waiting for this question to come up, to be honest with you. The Gibson Play Authentic video, I don't really have a massive opinion on it, other than it was very stupid. And it was definitely proven to be stupid in the fact that Gibson removed the video as soon as they kind of put it up. It's a very silly, threatening video, and it's very, very dangerous from a marketing standpoint and a reputation standpoint. And it comes down to that whole thing of it can take a lifetime to build up your reputation, but it can take a second to destroy it. And that's very true. That is very true. There have been times where you kind of you see people who get really, really big, and it takes them to do one thing, and in that second their reputation and everything they've worked for is just gone. It's very, very it's very scary. There's a lot of YouTubers that have kind of done that as well. A lot of YouTubers have got lots of subscribers and stuff like this, and then they've gone and done something really stupid and gone. That's it. Just gone like that. And people in the spotlight as well, famous people have done that as well. Through one thing or another, done something stupid, and all of a sudden their reputation's gone. Actors, directors, writers, musicians, artists, all sorts of people throughout every walk of life have felt the crushing blow of how quick your reputation can go up in flames if you're not careful. And Gibson, I think, were definitely playing with fire when they came up with this play of authentic nonsense, and that will haunt them forever now. And poor old Mark Agnesia, I feel really sorry for him, because I felt like he was just kind of he'd just been told to go on camera and read off the teleprompter, and you can see he's reading a teleprompter. His eyes are kind of he's not making a great job of trying to fool that the teleprompter isn't there, that he's reading a script, and did he come up with a script? I don't know, but either way, what part of him and what part of Gibson thought that wasn't going to create backlash? From a marketing perspective and just a perspective in general, it's very stupid, and my opinion on it is it was just very silly, just really silly. I don't have a massive opinion on it, but it was just very silly, and I don't know what possessed them to think it was a good idea. This whole thing of threatening other companies that, if you make a copy of Les Paul, then we're watching you and we'll come after you and we'll, shave your dog. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't threaten people online. You know, you don't go online and start like shouting at each other, like, you know, saying, "Oh, you're doing this, and if you keep doing this, then we'll come after you with all our might." You know, it's like, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's a very, very clever thing to be doing at this point in time. Do you? So, yeah, the Gibson Play Authentic video is really, really silly, and like I say, it will haunt them. That line, that tagline, Play Authentic, will haunt them forever. You know, it much in the same way as kind of like, you know, you get certain catchphrases that haunt certain people just because they said it at some point and it was a stupid thing to say, and all of a sudden, that's it. You know what I mean? You know, all sorts of kind of like, you know, people for every walk of life have said something at some point that's been really silly and it's haunted them, and this is Gibson's. I mean, Gibson have made a lot of missteps in the last couple of years, and it as they were kind of like, as they seemed they were getting back on their feet with a new line, the 2019 line of guitars, they released that, and it's just like a big, oh, what you done? You know, it's stupidity more than anything. I really don't know what they were thinking. And like I say, poor old Mark Agnesi got it right in the neck for it. In all fairness, maybe should have thought, is this really what we should be saying? You know what I mean? Maybe he was just ordered to do it. You know, I don't know. If he was just ordered to do it, then fair enough. But at the same time, it's like, you know, you do work for the company. I think you can say no. You know, well, we'll fire you. It's like, well, what's more important? You know what I mean? An entire lifetime of shtick about one thing you'd said, or losing your job. You know, knowing you might, you know, you'll be able to get another one. So at some point, yeah, he might not be working for Gibson, but you know, I do feel he maybe should have. I don't know, if he came up with that script, then, you know, oh dear. But if he was just told, read the teleprompter, which he's definitely doing, yeah, we just want you to read this, say what we want you to say, then maybe you should have had a bit of kind of like, you know, what's the word? A moment of clarity or something like that. To think this is a threat. We're literally threatening every other company in the world that makes copies of 335s or Les Pauls or SGs, and we're threatening them publicly. And also as well, it's like, you know, when the video went live and Gibson deleted the video, and did they think that people weren't going to re-upload it? You know what I mean? You can't do stuff like that in the internet. Like, politicians do it all the time in this day and age. They'll say something, and then they'll say, oh, we didn't say that. And back in the day, before the internet, the pre-internet days, they could probably get away with it because there's no evidence to do it. But these days, you can't get away with saying that because it's like, actually, it's here on the internet. You said it here. Oh. You know what I mean? The internet is such a powerful, powerful, powerful weapon. And it can be used against you or for you, depending on, like, you know, if you're not careful. So yeah, the Gibson Play Authentic video was an absolute misstep. It was such a misstep it fell off the cliff. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a very, very silly video, and I was waiting for somebody to ask me about that. Okay, so yeah, people of the tube, what was your opinion on the Gibson Play Authentic video? Absolute boggles the mind for me. Okay, so yeah, so that's a great question. Gonna move on now. The next part was, how is your vintage V6 and do you still have it and how is it holding up? Yeah, I do still have my V6. It's in retirement now. I don't play it anymore. But I still do have it. I won't ever get rid of that guitar. My vintage V6 will stay with me forever. It's just I've been through a lot with that guitar, and I put it through a lot as well. But yeah, I will never get rid of that guitar. It's still amazing. It never goes out of tune. It's just an amazing guitar, but I just don't play it anymore. It's in retirement. You asked, how is it holding up? In all fairness, I don't know how it's still in one piece. I abused that guitar. Something rotten. The amount of times that thing got dragged across stages, stood on, thrown in the air, scraped against mic stands, scraped along the floor, dropped, thrown. I abused that guitar, something rotten. Because because I just got carried away. It was one of those things where I just got carried away, and it was a guitar that I felt I could get carried away with, which is one of the reasons why I loved it so much. And every time I did something to it, it just came back as if to say, "Is that all you got?" So it's in a very, 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 very well-deserved retirement now. I mean, I still get it out every now and again, but it's in a very well-deserved retirement. Much as my white Strat and stuff like, some other guitars that I don't gig live anymore, they take long hiatuses from live duty, and that guitar is just amazing. It's just one of those guitars that I'll have till the end of my days, just because of how much I love it and how much I bonded with it and how much effort how many gigs we did and stuff like that. So yeah, I still have it. I'll never get rid of it, and it's still. I don't know how it's still a guitar, because I say the abuse I put it through was quite shocking, but it just kept doing it. It just kept coming back. It would always do it. I remember one gig being stood on the neck and on the tremolo. Like my left foot was pretty much on the base of the neck where the neck pocket is, and my right foot was doing the tremolo, and I was just getting this woo woo noise. It was like a Richie Blackmore moment, and it was just like and I literally. I remember, like, it was rock and roll. We had just done Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. We finished on that, and I just put it on the phone. I was doing this crazy stuff to it. And then I was, like, banging the headstock on the floor. And then we hit the last A chord, and it was still in tune. And I was like, how is it still in tune? It just was an absolute monster guitar, that guitar. Well, I mean, it was. It still is a monster guitar. And I'm sure it still works fine. The only thing that ever went wrong on it was I had to change the volume pot. The original volume pot died. And other than that, everything else still works on it. The pickups were never changed. The fret, it was never refretted. It was never fret dressed. It never went out of tune. The only thing that's changed on that guitar, apart from the finish, is the volume pot, because I killed the original. But other than that guitar's amazing. You also asked, was it a nitro or a poly finish? It was definitely a poly finish, but it was a weird poly finish. It's like a matte, satiny finish. But the finish I put on it was just normal spray paint. The white finish, the off-white finish that I put on it was actually just normal spray paint. And it was actually white spray paint that I dyed with wood dye to give it its kind of off-white appearance. So, and it just got absolutely trashed. It got absolutely trashed. That guitar is 50% me relicking it and 50% me beating it up. So it's a half and half. It definitely is half and half. It really. Some of the relicking definitely came from me, and then some of the relicking actually came from just like battering the guitar about a bit. And because it was like the spray paint finish that I put on it was so thin, it just literally flaked away. Because I got rid of quite a lot of the black. There's still some black on it of the original finish, but I got rid of quite a lot of it. But it is definitely 50-50 relic and 50-50 use. So yeah, it's a beast of a guitar. I absolutely love that guitar. But like I say, it's in retirement at this point in time. It will come out again, I don't doubt, but at this point in time, it's in quiet mode. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a poly finish as well. Okay, so the other part was, how would you recommend I find fellow musicians? Go to jam nights, open mic nights, jam nights. Put adverts about, just any way you can go. But I would say jam nights and stuff like that are great because you actually get to play with people. So I would say go to as many open mic nights or jam nights as you can. Find out where they are, local to you, and just go to them on a regular basis. And you will find people that way. There's nothing better than playing music with people. Playing on your own and playing to jam tracks is all well and good. But playing with people is where you really learn and you have fun. So I would say go to jam nights and stuff like that. Okay, and your final part, question 5 was, what are your views on the Fender Vintera series? I really like them. I really want to try the Vintera because they just look ace. I don't really care for the ones with the S1 switch, I think what it's called, but the actual bog standard stock ones I really like the look of, and there's some amazing colours, and I just like the look of them, and I really want to try them. So, yeah, hopefully at some point I'll get my filthy, disgusting hands on a Vintera. And I love that name, Vintera. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's really catchy. It sticks in your head. And it's dead simple. It just works. But yeah, so I hope that's such a question. Question 5. I'm going to move on to final question today. Question 6 is the Boss Katana 50 loud enough to play over a drummer? Yes. Absolutely loud enough to play over a drummer. It's it never struggles. You get that on thing, you put that thing on 50 watt, and you get it to about half volume or thereabouts, about 12 o'clock. It'll drown a drummer out easily. Just don't put it on the floor. Get it off the floor. Elevate the amp, and it will tower above. And also, you put. Do I have any experience with a Fender Champion 100? No, I don't actually. Sadly, the Champion 100 is an amp I've always wanted to try, and just because I just always want to try it. You know, it was one of those kind of guitar, those amps that was on my radar if I want to try kind of thing. So yeah, is Katana 50 loud enough? Yeah. Have any experience with the Fender Champion 100? Sadly, not. No. I do want to try a Champion 100 though. I really just want to try one. So hopefully at some point I will. Because you're asking about how to get a John Frusciante tone from it. I really don't know at this point in time. But hopefully if I get hold of a Champion 100, I will do a video on it and I'll explain if I can get that kind of John kind of tone out of it. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. I just don't know how. I'm not familiar with the amp enough to even hazard a guess how to. So, but yeah, you can definitely do it. It's just I would need to try it hands-on first before I'd be happy to recommend settings, if you know what I mean. I don't want to dive in head first and say, oh, do this, and this, and this when I don't actually know. You know, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be genuine. And it just, it'd be a guess, and I don't want to guess. I'd rather be sure. So at some point, hopefully, I'll get my hands on a Fender Champion. But like I say, it's definitely one of those amps that's on my radar. My chair just went down. Okay, so yeah, I do hope I've answered your questions today. Okay, everybody. I say I've kind of, things are just not going great right now. Mentally and life in general has just been a bit naff, to say the least. So I do apologise for the kind of quick Q&A-ish. Well, kind of quick. It's 32 minutes at this point in time without the intro chat. But yeah, I'm just having a very hard time at this point in time, everybody. It's just... So I do hope I've answered your questions okay, and I hope there's something in there you can kind of take away from this Q&A, and I will see you again on Friday for another video. Hopefully it'll be a bit better mood. Like I say, things are just naff right now, absolutely naff, and I'm very tired with one thing or another. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get off. So I hope this question's okay, everybody. The fear is very strong today that I've totally ruined this Q&A, but I hope there's something in there. And yeah, I'll see you again on Friday, everybody. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching.